You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Live. We're going to talk about Michael Irvin. Now, I got to tell you, Michael Irvin is one of my all-time favorite players. In fact, even though I'm a 49ers fan, Michael Irvin is my favorite wide receiver. Yeah, I know he played for the Cowboys. I don't care. One of the most physically gifted wide receivers I've ever seen. Played physical. And much like guys like Tom Brady, much like guys like Brett Favre, Michael Irvin has always wanted to win at all cost. Okay? He laid it all out on the line, got his neck broke in Philadelphia, and it prematurely ended Michael's career. Well, he has come out and he has slammed the Dallas Cowboys because they're one of the teams that has not met the vaccination rate for the Wuhan virus vaccine, okay, the jab. Well, he slammed it. He slammed the Cowboys, and then Buffalo Bills wide receiver Cole Beasley slammed him. So we're going to cover both, and this is pretty wild. Ex-Cowboy Michael Irvin lashes out at NFL players for refusing the COVID jab. Unvaccinated means you don't want to win. God, that seems stupid, Michael Irvin. With NFL training camps starting to open this week, 13 of the league's 32 teams were able to reach the 85% vaccine threshold, which allows for reduced COVID-19 restrictions. Look, personally speaking, I think it's ridiculous that they've got world-class athletes that are in their 20s and 30s under these ridiculously restrictive COVID policies. Okay, that's just my opinion, you know. The odds of anything bad happening to them, the better shape you're in, et cetera, tends to go down, okay? Among the 19 teams that failed to reach the 85% mark is the Dallas Cowboys, angering their former star wide receiver and current NFL Network analyst Michael Irvin. I also like Michael as an analyst. He gets fired up. He's unapologetically pro-Cowboy, and I'm okay with that. It leads to some ridiculous takes, but he's entertaining, and I want to be entertained if I'm watching a pregame show. The three-time Super Bowl champ is having a hard time relating to players who choose not to get vaccinated because he believes they should do whatever it takes to win. Look, Michael Irvin, you're not a doctor, man. Teams who hit the 85% vaccinated threshold will have a sizable advantage over those that don't reach the mark. It should upset them, Irving said of the Cowboys, according to Todd Archer of ESPN. Dude, you're not thinking right. You're not thinking right. Whatever you got, I don't give a damn. Nothing else can be more important. You're not going to get this winning a Super Bowl easily. Nothing else could be more important. Jimmy Johnson made that abundantly clear during Michael Irvin's playing career. Nothing else is more important. And I'm not being one of those teams says there are other things to a great number of players on this team that are more important than winning championships, and that makes me worried. Irving added that if he were in the locker room of a team that hasn't reached 85% threshold, he would be focused on trying to get teammates vaccinated. Michael Irvin, it's none of your damn business. God, what is it with this? If you're not one of those teams at the threshold, you're really thinking about winning a championship, ? You see what I'm saying? Irving continued. Okay, so now if you're not getting vaccinated and you got all these other teams that are getting vaccinated, somebody in that damn locker room, hey man, you're gonna have to have a chance. Are you vaccinated? Let's go through this because this could be a 2-week healthy dude missing games. And in this league, this ain't the NBA. That is funny. In your league, it could be it for you. The right person misses 2 weeks, that's it. Your ass is out. Okay, now, let's get to Cole Beasley. And this is from Florio, so he's a Corona bro, and he is a pro, oh my God, the world's ending. Cole Beasley takes issue with Michael Irvin's link between vaccines and desires to win. And we just went over what Michael Irvin had to say. One player who has become the unofficial NFL's anti-vax movement spokesperson disagrees with Irving. Quote, "That's not what that means," Bills receiver Cole Beasley tweeted in response to PFT's story regarding Irvin's comments. You can be vaccinated and not do all the right things football-wise to be your best. He's not wrong there. All it means is players are going to be out there with COVID, and we won't know because they will only get tested once a week so the NFL can make their money. Wow, okay. Beasley facts are a little off. Vaccinated players will be tested once every 2 weeks, not every week. Unvaccinated players will be tested every single day. Are you kidding? Will constantly be at risk of ending up on the COVID reserve list on Saturday or Sunday. If that happens to a key player, the team will have to pivot to a replacement. Also, yes, Beasley is absolutely right when he says the NFL wants to play its games and make its money. This allows players to make their money too. After all, it's a multi-billion-dollar for-profit enterprise, but for the players to get paid, the league needs to get paid. Beasley, who has made millions and will make several more millions this year, unless the Bills cut him, and we got to watch that. It's going to be interesting to see if the Buffalo Bills cut Cole Beasley, who is a talented little slot receiver. But it's going to be interesting if he ends up getting cut. Shouldn't be complaining about the NFL making money. That becomes his salary. As to Beasley's contention that a player can be vaccinated and not do all the right things football-wise at your best, he's technically right. Irving's point is that players who are committed to maximum performance and availability will view the question of whether to get vaccinated not as a political statement or a potential implementation of microchips into their body, but as another box to check on the path to a potential championship. And if a player is able to set aside misinformation and other nonsense and get vaccinated in the name of winning, he's most likely doing all he needs to do to help his team. Beasley's refusal is a clear connection between maximum vaccination rates and maximizing chances of competing against other NFL franchises. Shouldn't come as a surprise. Beasley has decided he's not getting the vaccine, and nothing anyone says can change his mind, no matter how logical or persuasive it may be. Oh, God, and here we go with Florio. That's the bigger problem the country currently faces. Those who refuse to get vaccinated will not suddenly say, hey, you're right, in response to constantly arguing from those who gotten the vaccine. It will require something bigger than that to get their attention. Okay, so anyway, you get the point. Florio's on the warpath too. Well, the thing about it is, again, it's still the player's choice, should be the choice to get vaccinated. And I got to be real with you here. If I'm Cole Beasley and I'm in the locker room and some yahoo comes through, like Michael Irvin, he's chirping about getting vaccinated, or he's up in my face about it, we're probably going to have an actual issue. Okay, same thing I've talked about before. I don't care. I don't care if you choose to get vaccinated or not vaccinated. Congratulations either way. You know what it's also not any of? My business. It's not my business whether you choose to get vaccinated or not. You make your own decisions as a human. All right? Now, the NFL, technically speaking, yeah, they can they put these restrictions on you? We found out yesterday. They're adding pieces of flair on the vaccinated or unvaccinated players to make them visually stand out and be visually distinctive between players. That's ridiculous. And it goes into a really creepy area. It's somewhat sinister in my opinion. I'm sorry. I believe it feels wrong to make players stand out over whether or not they've chosen to do this vaccination or not. Again, I don't care if you do or not. It's none of my business. But that's the point. It's none of my business. Okay? And again, we're talking about world-class athletes here. All right? Guys that if generally speaking, YouTube, if these guys get the virus, they probably won't have any effects from it. Okay? Other than a runny nose. I don't know that for sure. I'm not a doctor, YouTube. But you get my point. Okay? You get my point. These guys are probably not, it's not even going to be a hiccup to them, and it's going to move on with life. You know, I mean, that's my thing. Like I said, I've seen this recently with some people I know that are starting to go back into the office, or they may have the chance to go back into their offices. and their company is starting to require showing proof of this. Really? You're asking for my cards now? Okay. Wow. I got to tell you, that doesn't feel like the kind of freedom that we're supposed to have in this country at all. It just doesn't. All right? I just don't see that as anybody else's business. Okay? It's eerily inside your bubble. It's like walking up to a complete stranger and saying, how many sexual partners have you ever had? All of a sudden, you want to turn around and say, what? That's none of your damn business. That's the kind of personal this decision is. Okay? I don't understand why people can't grasp that. They honest to God, think it's their right to know what you have done. No. Tell me what you think, Black and White Live fans. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. We're trying to grow this as another extension of Black and White Sports. And, of course, if you're listening on podcast, make sure you subscribe. We're available anywhere that major podcasts are available. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.